All right, welcome to the Lowdown, brought to you by Unibet. I'm Dev Sahni, and joining me today is a heavyweight monster. Everything he hits, he destroys. And he's got the biggest fight of his life coming up next Saturday night on BT Sport against Daniel Dubois. It is, of course, the juggernaut, Joyce. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Thanks for asking. You seem like you're in some shape. There was a grainy photo that went out of you earlier on
Yeah,
social media. I think it's just been zoomed in on basically. But I saw,
it's like a reflection in the mirror. I
yeah,
did it
yeah, exactly.
my last session.
It looked like there were some abs popping through.
Yeah, they're about to. Yeah, they're beginning to show little signs of poking out. Yeah,
They've come back, eh?
so yeah, just showing how well camp's going, really. So
Mate, last time we were on like a Zoom call like this, me and you, it was like at the start of the first proper lockdown, and you were dunking biscuits for fun, like getting through packets at a time. Have there been no biscuits this time, Joe?
no biscuit, zero biscuits.
So what's the diet been? It must be hard keeping you away from the biscuit stash.
Yeah, it's hard. I've got like a snack drawer, which is quite hard to stay away from. So, but I've just been having my meals kind of like more regulated and regimented, so that I eat at a certain time and make sure I get enough protein and have protein shakes after sessions, etc. So, just being like disciplined to not have go out and purchase biscuits and stuff for myself.
Yeah, which appeared to be a problem last time. And then obviously you had the Wallish fight. And the Wallish fight, you were looking heavier. And I think even Daniel Dubois made a comment saying he's looking chubby. But there won't be any of that this time, huh?
No, it's all gone. So I'll be economical with my work.
Good man. Tell me, because ahead of the first, when the fight was first scheduled for April, you went to camp out in Vegas, and you were telling us all at the time that you were in the shape of your life. This is the best juggernaut ever. Have you got close to that shape now, or are you in better shape? How's that going?
Yeah, I'm in great shape. I think probably similar shape that I was in Vegas, maybe. But I don't know. I just in Vegas, you got the sunshine as well, so it gives you that extra edge and running in the mountains. But camp has gone great in being back here, and I'm ready to. I'm firing on all cylinders now. Had a great spar yesterday, and I think I'm comfortable and ready for the fight.
You got Salas back as well. What difference has he made between having him and not having him for the Michael Wallish fight back in July?
The thing is just he kind of he has his methods, and he can really critique how what I need to work on and how I need to hold my hands, I need to throw the jab, all the different shots and how much power I should put in. And he gets very detailed and makes sure I'm doing things exactly right. So it's good to have him to, and also to have a game plan, like what exactly I'm supposed to do in this fight. So he's had 40 plus years in the game, and so his boxing brain and like the way he structures everything is gonna definitely brings out the best in me. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I need that for this caliber of fight.
For your previous fights, were you training with the opponent in mind? Like, say, like you had Bermain Stavern. Were you
Yeah.
training of, oh, he does this, I've got to make sure I do this? Or were you just training knowing if the best juggernaut will get rid of Bermain Stavern? Were you training for you, or were you training for him?
Yeah, I was with Abel at that time, and I
Mm.
was definitely my attributes of being raised to the top. I was, very durable and hitting hard and coming forward like a tank, and that's what got Stavern out there definitely. And but I and differently with Brian Jennings, yeah, with Booth. Then there was a little bit of adjustment, which was a bit different at that time. So but I think from having those two, I've managed to gain extra edge in both areas. So then when I've come back with Salas, that I've managed to incorporate all of that into my training, and also all fights I prepare. I'm prepared from what the opponent's going to come with and what I need to watch out for. So it's always a case of analysing your opponent and being able to exploit his his weaknesses and watch out for his strengths, etc.
You've known Daniel a long time. Obviously, there was the amateur days, the Team GB days, but even as a pro, you've been around some of his fights since you signed with Frank Warren. You've been ringside, you've been watching, brought onto punditry, being asked all sorts of questions. Do you think he's got better and better? Like, how'd you gauge his sort of progress?
Yeah, he looks great. He looks explosive. He looks hench, mate. He looks massive. Yeah. Like his last fight, I was like, he looks like he's gained I don't know, 10 kilos or whatever, like couple stone, like in muscle mass.
It's them lockdown biscuits.
He did lats and that. But so he's definitely been training, doing his work over lockdown, and so he's definitely prepared for the fight, and it should be an interesting one. I'll have to watch out. get clipped with one of their big shots.
Well, I'm sure you're going to be in the best shape that you can be. It looks
but I'm in the best shape, and it's not all about size and how good your body looks in the boxing ring, because you got to have the things up here the other attributes that you go to win a fight. So it's great that I've had a good camp, because then it makes the fighting easier, because the harder you train in the gym and the more boxes you tick, the easier it is when it comes to fight night.
Do you think you're a smarter fighter than him? Because you talked about it's about what you've got up here. Do you think that's one of your key sort of advantages over Daniel, is your ring intelligence?
Yeah, I believe so. Around my experience and technique, and I've performed at a high level as well. So psychologically, that gives me the edge too.
So what happens between now and next Saturday? What are you going to do?
Well, I've got my sparring coming tomorrow, so loads more sparring, and that will be my last spar. And then I've got another 2 sessions, and then that'll be the end of the week. And the following week will be more of like a taper period, where I, do short and sharp sessions and not like high volume. But and then also I need to go into the bubble in the hotel and get tested and all that jazz, and then I'll be ready for a fight night.
Yeah, well, you at least you've had a test already in the Wallish fights. There's not going to be any surprises there when they start shoving stuff up your nose and down your throat.
Huh? No, it's rude. How rude?
How rude. You were meant to be sparring Anthony Joshua. Is that still happening?
Yeah.
What happened there?
So we was supposed to arrange a time to go up there, and it just didn't really fit into our schedule. We were supposed to, it was decided a while ago, and then in the end it's just a bit of a hassle to go up to Sheffield and spar there, where it'd have been better if it was organised better, and then we could have gone up there and had everything planned. But I've had great sparring out here, and I've kept with my routine with what I've been doing, and that's been great. And I've been, look at my shape now. So
I can see it, Joe. I can see it, Joe. Not only on that grainy black and white picture, I can see the guns bulging. Give me a quick ticket to that gun show. Just show me what you're working with. Oh my goodness me! Look at the state of you. Wow, that is a different juggernaut than what I saw in July. I tell you that. Tell me about Solomon Dacry's new sparring partner. Initially, we saw him pop up in Daniel Dubois' gym. They looked like they was having a good time, having a good spar, both learning. And then like a week later, he popped up in your gym and announced he'd signed with Sam Jones. What's going on?
You need to interview him and ask him. No, he's yeah, I kind of knew that, and yeah, Solly's been really good sparring, and it's just worked in our favour that he's been able to go out there and spar with Dubois. I mean, Dubois looking for sparring partners that's similar to me, and I guess they think he's similar. But yeah, he's also great sparring in our camp as well.
So is there an element of he's on a bit of a spying mission and he's coming back looking at you like,
Reconnaissance.
Are you getting these some vital information that maybe you wouldn't have got the inside scoop, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me, a lot of people are saying that the delay to this fight is suiting Daniel Dubois more than it's suiting Joyce, because Daniel Dubois is only going to get better and better. He's now 23 years old. He's got all this new stuff that he would have learned. Joyce is only getting older and older. Obviously, you're both getting older, but this is the sort of thing that people are saying. What do you think?
Yeah, it's only a couple of months. It's not going to make much difference.
So he gains no advantage.
Well, we'll see fight night what the difference is, because I guess I've had more years at the top to learn and to improve and to be out there against different opponents. So at a higher level. So we'll see if it's gonna be the young hungry pup or lion, you could say, or the more experienced seasoned vet. We shall see.
We shall see. Tell me, there was a video that went round on social media the other week of you throwing around what appeared to be a 600 kilogram weight. Can you just confirm that is correct, please?
That is correct.
I knew it. I bloody knew it. just part of your training, huh?
Then he gave me a hernia.
Easy work for the juggernaut. A lot of people saying, whenever I ask someone about this fight, they say it's either going to be Dubois early or Joyce late. Why are they saying that, Joe? Why do you think? This is like 9 out of 10 people telling me the same thing.
Probably because that's Dubois' hope to get me out early and stop me with some big shots. Because the later it goes on in the fight, then I can keep up the pace and my endurance and my engine is there, so I can keep on throwing loads of punches with force till the 12th round. So I guess they think that over like a boxing match, I'll come out on top on the later rounds.
Is there anything that you've seen in Daniel Dubois that suggests that in the second half of a fight he'll fade?
Well, he's got big muscle mass, so it's going to be hard to keep on throwing shots, and he's more explosively built. But we'll see. He said he's been training for 12 rounds, and we'll see if he can go that long.
And as you say, he seems to have got bigger now as well, so that maybe lends itself more to your theory. These big muscles might start running out of oxygen.
Yeah, might run out of gas. A gasket. No, but he's young and he's he's fit. He's been training all this time, so I'll just have to deal with what I can deal with on the night, because he can, he's it's better to be prepared and not have a surprise, a nasty surprise when he's still up there on the 10th level round. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've been training hard for the 12 rounds. He's the favourite in the fight, and whilst a lot of people agree with that, it has shocked some quarters, thinking, why is he such a favourite when Joyce is an Olympic silver medalist, when he's been boxing for so many years, when he's done all of this stuff in the amateurs, he's fought better calibre of opposition as a professional as well so far, people are saying. Why is he the favourite? What do you think?
To be honest, I feel a bit insulted. The amount of even the bookies, how the bookies have it is crazy. it's like, what, I haven't done anything and I'm a journeyman. Like, it means that I'm, you know, what have I got to lose? I'm like it's coming like I'm the underdog, and so he's got a big fall when he loses.
What's your message to the bookies? What's your message saying that, you know, that you've made Joe Joyce the underdog? Are you thankful, or are you going to state a case as to why you should be the favourite?
I don't really care, but I mean, the people who bet on me will have a nicer Christmas.
I'll tell you who he may be betting on you. He's certainly backing you. Is David Haye. He believes, again, your amateur experience and your experience actually so far as a professional as well will mean that you are the winner in this fight. And it seems to be people like David Haye who have been around you, people like Fraser Clark who've been with you and Daniel at Team GB. People like Sonny Edwards also, he's really backing you, and he's been around you at Team GB as well. It feels like these guys that have been closer to you are really, really backing you. Why do you think that is? What have they seen?
Well, they've seen how me in and out of the gym and when I go to competitions and how I perform. So, like, especially David, like in his gym, he's been watching me sparring and watch me fight, prepare for fights, and watch me fight. So yeah, I just better not let them down.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It feels like the ones. A lot of people inside boxing are going with Joyce, and a lot of the fans, and maybe that's what's influenced the bookies, are going with Daniel Dubois. Tell me this: is Daniel Dubois, in your eyes, the toughest fight of your career so far? Considering you've obviously been in there with Bryant Jennings, you've been in there with Bermain Stavern, even Ian Lewison as a debut opponent was quite a pick as a debut opponent. Are you preparing for Daniel like he's top of the list?
Yeah, definitely. He's he's up and coming and he's explosive. He's been knocking all his opponents out, and you got to respect who you're going in the ring with. Like, I respect all fighters. They can, at a heavyweight, it only takes one punch, so you have to be prepared. Otherwise, you don't want to be like, crawling off the floor. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know exactly what you mean because I haven't been crawling off the floor. But yeah,
keep going how you're going.
Joe, please don't hit me. I told Dubois about the comments you said. We was chatting the other day, right? And obviously he said what he said about your mother at the press conference. And I think you said to IFL TV, you said to Umar, I'll be thinking about those comments when I'm punching him up and he's tired and gassed in the later rounds. You said that. I put that to him. And he said, I'm sure he won't be thinking about that. He'll just be thinking about the pain that I'm putting him through. What do you think?
Well, we'll see, won't we? I'm not bothered about any punches in the ring. Like, punches don't hurt, but they will be from me.
Dubois seems to have suddenly really come to life in terms of... Perked up a little bit. Obviously, he's got older. He was 19 when he first made his professional debut. But
seems like he's 19 since the first fight was supposed to be. It's been so long over these lockdowns.
It's been a while, hasn't it? But he's got more and more vocal. Is that a good thing for you or a bad thing for you? What do you prefer? Do you prefer him just being the quiet guy who doesn't say anything and looks menacing? Or do you prefer him throwing in these odd digs at you?
I don't care. He's just like a little... I mean, he's growing up, but I mean, come on now. Like as he says, talk's cheap. You know what I mean? So he can say whatever he wants, but he's gonna have to shut up and take some heat in the ring.
You've said that there's more pressure on him for this fight. You said it in this interview. You said it in previous interviews. Partly because he's the favourite and it's a longer fall for him because people are expecting him to win. But what sort of pressure is there on you? Because obviously you want to become a world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
You're 35. You lose this fight, maybe your chance doesn't come round so soon. Maybe when you get a world title shot, you're 37, 38. Is that pressure that you're thinking about at all?
No, not at all, because boxers going on to they're performing at high levels till a lot later in their careers, and heavyweights in general, they hit their peak later on in life. So um, I can be boxing till I'm 40 plus, so I've got plenty of time. But that is not the route that I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably, I want to beat Dubois and then move on to the heavyweight world title, and not go the scenic route. I want to go the direct route.
Well, part of that direct route sounds like, so say you come through Daniel Dubois, he's got a very high rating with the WBO. You may well take that WBO rating. You might get an opportunity from elsewhere, but this seems to be the route right now. And perhaps there's a scenario where the title becomes vacant and someone, perhaps yourself, ends up fighting Alexander Usyk for it.
Yeah.
Tell me about that fight. Do you fancy it?
Yeah, definitely. That's a big rematch, isn't it? He's a skillful fighter, good head movement, footwork, and that will be a difficult fight. He's southpaw as well, and yeah, it'll be a fun fight. I enjoyed the last one, even though I was really amateur and mate. I cringe when I watch it back, like no head movement, just taking pure punches and walking forward. So yeah, it'll be a bit more. I'll have a lot more tactics going into this next one.
You're a better fighter now.
Yeah, I'm a better fighter now. Because I don't even think I did 10 years in the sport when I fought Usyk. Probably about 5. It takes 10 years or 10,000 hours to reach sporting excellence, shall we say. So I'm beyond that now. And because a lot of boxers start like when they're young, when they're like, I don't know, 9 years old, 12 years, 11 years old or whatever. And then they have all that time to perfect their craft, and it's now that I've had that time. I mean, look how far I've come so far.
Yeah, 100%.
Most decorated male GB boxer, shortest time to the Commonwealth as a heavyweight, and I'm on the way to a world title. Just have to beat Dubois, and then I'm on my way.
When people are talking about Usyk, the thing that they point to, the fight that they point to about how he will do okay with the land of the giants and bigger heavyweights, they point to his fight with yourself in the WSB, and they say, look how he can cope with Joyce. But there's a difference, right? I mean, those gloves were bigger.
Yeah.
Rounds were shorter.
Rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to it, but at first I've got that big triple D in my face first. Yeah, I don't know why, there's all these names being mentioned for Dubois to fight next, but he's got to get past me first.
I was going to ask you about that, because when there's talk of the Usyk fight, it feels like they're only ever linking Daniel Dubois to it. Maybe that's because he's the one who's got the ranking.
What happened to poor old Big Joe over it?
Do you feel you're being overlooked?
The proof is in the pudding, isn't it? Like, you don't have to look at Twitter or look what's out there to see.
Do you pay much attention to the comments on social media?
Not really. I mean, sometimes I'd have a look and you get the odd like little dig here and there, but I don't know. That's what social media is. It's quite toxic.
You're never the sort of guy that will like bite back or try and get someone's address and go around their house, though, are you?
Nah. It's an easy button to press, like block. I have to pull out the B button.
Have you got a big block list?
It's growing, but like it seems like a lot of the comments are positive, and I like them. I like to have positive, makes you feel better than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's November 28th, right? Later that night, Mike Tyson's back.
Yeah.
But you never thought you'd hear that.
No, I have heard, and I've seen him training. He looks ferocious, and it's going to be a great fight on the same night, but a bit later this side of the pond, or earlier.
Yeah.
in
The
the
next day.
morning.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's on BT Sport Box Office. Mike Tyson against Roy Jones. Your
Uh-huh.
fight with Daniel Dubois is on normal BT, and BT Sport have been putting together these promo clips, these compilations, and
Mhm.
they would mash together like Joyce knocking someone out, followed by Mike Tyson knocking someone out, followed by Dubois knocking someone out, and put it all together in one big package. Did you ever think your knockouts would share a reel with Mike Tyson's knockouts?
Well, yes, it's quite a good claim to fame. So it's going to be a good night of boxing. A memorable night.
A memorable night, which brings me to my final question, Joe. Give me your prediction. What's going to happen in there? Dynamite versus Juggernaut. All those belts on the line. World rankings. How does it go?
It's going to start. We're going to come to the centre of the ring, touch gloves. The bell's going to ring. We're going to go at each other and see what each other's made of. And the bar's going to try and knock me out. He's not going to succeed. And then I'm going to start finding my range, peppering him, and taking him out.
Do you think there's any other way that he can fight? Because I think really all we've seen so far is seek and destroy.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the caliber of opponents he's had. He's been able to, like, what? You don't think I would have been able to knock the guys he's knocked out? So we'll just have to see.
So you think if you fought all of the guys that Dubois fought, your record would be exactly the same?
Yeah, if not 15 15 knockouts.
All right, Joe. Well, lovely speaking to you today. Any final message for the fans ahead of next Saturday night?
Nah, just follow me on social media and support my journey, and make sure you tune in to BT Sport.
That's
and
the
watch
one.
me take out Dynamite.
I will let you get back to your 600 kilogram weights and enjoy the rest of your day, mate.
All right.